Hey everybody, welcome to Discard and Draw. I'm Steel, this is my brother Tank, and today we're reviewing the game Revolution by Steve Jackson Games. Tank, what kind of a game is this?
This is a bidding game, really. I mean, it's area control and bidding is really what it is. It's blind bidding though, so you don't know what your opponents are bidding. You all kind of bid at the same time, and whoever bids the most wins, but you don't know what the bid is until everyone's done bidding. So,
Well, it sounds interesting. Let's take it up and take a look.
this is a basic setup for two players. Essentially, what you're doing is you have these are your screens, so no one can see what you're bidding. And you have these little boards here that are what they have the stuff you're bidding on them. And you start with a couple of, you want to call it money, whatever, the stuff you use to bid with. You start with some, and then you bid, and depending on what you bid on, you can gain influence over a certain part of the town, or you can gain more of this stuff. And it's all blind. I mean, you're bidding, you don't know what everyone else is bidding. You all bid on your stuff, whatever you're going to bid on. And then everyone reveals their board, and whoever bid the most on each of the spots
Gets
that spot. And
if you don't have the highest bid, then you don't get nothing.
yeah,
You just wasted stuff.
yeah.
Right?
There's two ways to play. You can play where you lose everything, or you can play where you keep the stuff that you bid if you lost.
Right.
But, I mean,
It's very disheartening when you lose.
It is.
A bid.
because you can, it's sort of I don't want to call it rock paper scissors because one thing doesn't beat another in a circular pattern. It's any amount of gold is beat out by a single blackmail, and any amount of blackmail is beat out by a single force. And obviously, if you use the same type, it's whoever played the most of that type. But if you spend like 10 gold on something, and someone's like, "I spent one blackmail and I win." Oh, there goes
10 gold, gone.
There goes all my gold. All gone.
Now you start from scratch and do nothing.
I mean, if you end up with nothing at the end of a turn, you get like a couple of gold to start the next turn with.
Something like that.
But, I mean, at that point, you're just kind of like, well... And then as you gain influence, you put these cubes on the board in the area that you gain influence in. And then whoever has the most influence on a building gets the points at the end of the game. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner.
And I'm pretty sure you can knock people off from their spots too, right?
Certain characters can knock... You can change you can switch cubes in two buildings.
Right.
You can... I think you can outright knock someone off. Yeah, replace one influence cube with one of your own. So to balance out the fact that you're kind of bidding blind, some of these can't be bidded on with certain types of the currency. The red ones you can't use force on. The black ones you can't use blackmail on. And then there's some that are split. You can't use force or blackmail. You have to use money only. So the brown ones you can use whatever you want. But that's sort of to keep the balance, I guess. So there's some that you can only bid gold on, and so if you spend gold on those, someone's gonna end up with them. You're not gonna get just destroyed by someone with blackmail or force.
Right.
But I mean, it's still kind of you're still blind bidding. So the game is not bad. I'm not saying the game is bad because it is a good game. It's well designed. The components are very high quality. I mean, the boards are very solid cardboard. Even the pieces they're very thick pieces.
They are very thick.
Of cardboard. So, and the components are all very high quality. This is not my style of game because I don't like blind bidding games. What about you, Steele? How do you feel about this game?
I agree with you. I think it is it's a decent kind of game. Definitely the components, like you said. I don't really mind the blind bidding, to be honest. What I don't like is that when people can take away what you've done. Like I work so hard to get, let's say I get 4 blocks in here, and then if we're playing with 2, 3 or more people,
Yeah.
You got 2 blocks in there, and then all of a sudden within a couple turns, you can knock all my blocks off, and you've got whole control, and it's the end of the game, and you get all those points that I worked so hard for, and spent all that time and money and whatever else to get them. And you just come in with your bag full of money, swoop down from under me, and take all my stuff. I don't like that. I don't.
With my fist.
Yeah, you come down with your fist.
I punch through your well built.
You punch through my money, and it's just awful. I don't like that.
That's very true.
I like being able to like.
You don't have. There's not a lot of board games that involve direct conflict that you really enjoy.
Right. Like, I'm doing my thing, all right? You do your thing, I'll do my thing. Don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. That's fine. But that's the part that really gets me, because I'm like, all right, because I make a strategy and I'm not real good at strategizing, but, I'm like, all right, I want that, and I kind of just go with what other people aren't doing. But then, good players like you're like, yeah, I've already conquered like 3 things, and I'm going to take yours, you little peasant. And I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. I just did all that for nothing. Why am I even playing? It might as well be a blank space.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
I have won all the games we've played of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
I have won every single game. So I'm not saying this because I'm not saying I don't like the game because I lose all the time, because I don't. I win quite frequently. It's not my style of game.
yeah.
And you don't like the conflict, because there are quite a few. Like the Apothecary is swap 2 cubes in any 2 buildings.
Mm-hmm.
The Spy is basically take out someone's cube or replace it with one of your own.
Just because you
So
can.
you're just like, oh, look, I got that now.
Right.
And yeah, it's just...
It's
there's
very frustrating when you've worked so hard for something. And in a turn, if you're playing with, 3, 4 people,
Yep.
all 3 people could come in and take, kick you out of the majority of what you,
Oh, yeah.
what you
could,
had.
you could easily have, like, this going on, and then one person could be like, replace, and then another person could come along and replace, and
then all of a sudden it's the end of the game, and I get no points.
yep.
And I'm stuck on 10, 15 points.
That's that can happen. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about. Well, I guess that's possible if you don't, because there are people you can bid on that will just give you straight up points.
Right.
Because it's called support in this game. It's not called points, so it's like political influence, if you want to call it that. So you can just get direct. It's not just controlling areas on the board. You can just get points from your board, but there's a lot of points on the board, so you're going to end up trying to get some points on the board too.
Right.
And unfortunately, like you said, you can end up losing a lot of points really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And it's not like these are high points. 30, 45, 50, 40. The lowest one is 20. That's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
When you really break it down like that. So as soon as you lose a building,
that could make or break the game.
Yeah, that's the whole game right there, and it's very disheartening for me.
Again, if you like that sort of thing in a game, this would be a good one to pick up. But this is not.
If you like being a bully, then sure. Why not?
If you like a lot of really this is one of those games that like would make you angry.
Yeah.
Like if you're an angry gamer and if you're an angry gamer and you're not necessarily really good at games,
right.
This is a game that's going to make you flip a table.
Yep.
Because you're going to be like, look at all this, like I got all these buildings, and then someone's going to come along, boop, 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 you've got nothing.
Yep.
And you're just going to flip the table and run away. Mm-hmm. That's what this game is going to do.
Yep.
So
you basically start your own revolution in wherever you're playing the game.
Yep.
So
that's Revolution, folks. So in addition to all that, there is an expansion out for this game right now that adds at least 1 new building, I believe it is. I think it might be 2 buildings it adds. I don't have it because we don't play this game that much. But
true story.
it adds a new building and a new section to your player board of stuff you can bid on. That's out now for Revolution.
So that's it for this episode of Discard and Draw, everybody. I'm Steel. This is my brother Tank. like our videos, subscribe to our channel, do what you gotta do, and we will see you in the next video.